Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, I've got a little bit of a gruesome update on Travis Decker. Just literally yesterday, Travis Decker, the horrible father who murdered his 3 children, he's in the hellhole, isn't he? We put him in the hellhole. He'd definitely be spinning in hell. A really, really bad person to do what he did. I mean, he's thought that he might have had mental health issues. Well, yeah, so have a lot of people, but they don't murder 3 beautiful children like Travis did. His 3 daughters, Olivia, Evelyn, and Paityn. Young girls, all under the age of 10. Anyway, we're not going to dwell on that. He's been found. He is deceased. It has been confirmed to be his remains, 100% by the DNA on his clothes and the DNA of the bones. Now, a little bit of a gruesome update is, and an unfortunate update, is it doesn't look like we're going to find out how Travis died. Whether he unalived himself, whether he fell, whether he was attacked by an animal. There was no gun found at the scene, so we presume that he didn't shoot himself. But it looks like we're not going to find out exactly what happened because, unfortunately, not all of Travis's remains were found. So just a little bit of a warning. I mean, I won't go into too gruesome details because I never do, but I'm just telling you the facts of the way the remains were found, what remains were found, what remains were not found. So let's have a little look at this article. So the autopsy cannot be done. So new details have been revealed after human remains found near a remote wooded area. Sorry, I'm just checking that that's showing, and it is. Were positively identified as Travis Decker, the 32-year-old father accused of murdering his 3 daughters near a Washington state campground this summer. But according to the coroner in Chelan County, an autopsy cannot be done because there is too little that remains of him. So they've done so well finding this guy. Remember, we looked at the press conference yesterday and the Sheriff Morrison, the Dishy sheriff, told us that it was a forensic psychologist that sort of help them to pinpoint an area where he might be, and she was right when that he was on this grindstone mountain. That's where they found him. They saw a shirt, didn't they? They zoned in, they found remains, but they haven't got all his remains. So because of this, answers as to when and how he died will likely never be known, the coroner said. Officials said the torso and cranium have not been found. So they haven't found his torso or his skull. So, that's they're key elements, of course, aren't they? The torso contains the organs. The skull would, I don't know what the skull would tell us after all this time. So that's the reason why the sheriff probably was so cautious to declare him as dead, because it's not that they had the bones and they can do quite often they identify people by dental records and things. They literally only had the bones. So he wanted to be sure before he declared that Travis Decker was deceased, but the DNA of the bones is Travis Decker's, so he is deceased. So no biological tissue remained, and the coroner said based on the length of time he was dead, the summer weather and animal activity, not much of his bones remained. So the remains that were located were found in 5 different areas and were several hundred yards apart. A state anthropologist reportedly determined there were no bone fractures that would indicate a fall, but still there's a strong chance they'll never know how Travis Decker died. But both the DNA on the clothing and human remains found on September the 18th came back as a positive match for Travis Decker. So we know he's deceased, but we probably won't ever find out how he died. We hope that you can rest easy at night, knowing that Mr. Decker is accounted for, Sheriff Morrison said, and the remains, of course, were found during a search south of Leavenworth, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office announced on September the 18th. And when the remains were discovered, the attorney for Decker's ex-wife, Whitney, said the family were praying that the remains found are confirmed to be Travis's, because Whitney, not only going through the trauma of losing her 3 girls, she had to send those girls off with Travis. But then she would have been terrified, wouldn't she, that he was good all the time, that she wasn't sure if he was alive or dead. There would always be that fear that he might come after her. We continue to be grateful for law enforcement's efforts in this case, and we are forever, oh gosh, I'm going to cry now, forever appreciative of the entire world's love, compassion and support for Whitney. That poor woman, that's it. It's just, she had to send those children off because there was a court order. She tried to tell the courts that she wasn't happy about Travis's mental state. What more could she do? And literally, she had to send him off for that couple of hours. And, he should have been on supervised visits. But she didn't have the power to decide that. Only the courts could decide that. These judges should be held accountable for things that go wrong. Ariana Kozar, Whitney Decker's attorney, said in a statement. So he was wanted, wasn't he, for 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping. A reward was offered of $20,000 for him. There were a few false sightings, remember, but anyway, he's now been declared dead in a court filing. And he was declared dead by the Marshal's Service. Before the sheriff declared him dead, the Marshal Service declared him dead on the DNA from the clothes, but the Sheriff Morrison, he wanted to wait until the full DNA report came back of the bones also. So I just thought I'd update you on that. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, does it matter? Does it matter how he died? We want to know, obviously, how he died, because it brings a closure. Did he take his own life? Did he have an accident? It's likely that he took his own life, isn't it? But it sounds like we will never know the truth. And whatever happens, nothing will bring these beautiful little girls back. I mean, they really, it's beyond... Let me get another picture up of them. I've got I downloaded a lovely picture the other day. I mean, we just have to remember them. We can't bring them back. We can pray for Whitney, of course, that she finds some peace, some closure, all those words that don't mean much. Yeah, here's a nice picture I've got of them. All their pictures are nice because they're beautiful girls. This is who this horrible father murdered. We can't forget that, and we can't use PTSD or mental health as an excuse. We can't do that. That's a dangerous road to go down. And it's an insult really to people who do have PTSD, who do have mental health issues, but they don't murder their children. To be able to do that, and what he did to them, the way he did it, it's more than mental health. you've got to be a pretty evil person. Only an evil person could do it. That's what I think. So I'm not accepting this mental health rubbish. People deal with mental health issues day in, day out. And quite often, of course, they do unalive themselves. But there is no excuse. This is just pure spite. This man, he killed these girls because Whitney didn't want to be with him anymore. He was trying to get to Whitney, trying to hurt her. That's what he was trying to do. It's worse than killing Whitney. He could have killed Whitney and it won't be as bad as this. What he's done is consigned her to a life of living with this that's happened. It's the worst punishment is spite, pure spite, and nothing more. If he was so miserable with his life, he should have just taken himself off and unalived himself. That's his choice to make. That's his life, his decision to take. But to take these girls' future away, what do you think God or Jesus, because he was, probably believed in all that kind of thing. What do you think they're going to make of that? Doing that, they were taught to feel forgiveness. It's hard to forgive this man, isn't it? How can you forgive him? Also, he's not said he's sorry either. As far as I know, there was no note left. And as I've said many times, you can only forgive someone who's really sorry for what they did. And wherever he is now, that's what he'll be accounting for. God knows if inside you're genuinely sorry for what you did. We all do things wrong. I mean, not like this, obviously, but we all do things that we shouldn't do and we feel a bit guilty about. And we've all probably hurt people, sometimes intentionally. We're all human beings, but you've got to you've got to feel bad about it genuinely before you can ever ask for forgiveness. And he hasn't even said he's sorry. So just took him. He's a coward. Just took himself away, didn't he? Took himself away where he couldn't face justice in this world. But anyway, so yeah, these little angels, we'll always remember them. We'll always remember them. They've got unfulfilled promise. And it's not only, obviously Whitney has lost her 3 daughters, but the world has lost them. I often say this. These are bright sparks. Look at them. These are the future. So, Travis is no loss to anybody, probably to his own family, and that I'm sure it's horrible for them. And, my heart goes out to them as well, because it will be difficult for them. But society has lost these 3 girls, so whatever promise they had for the future, their lives hadn't even got going. And they're gone. So it's a big loss to their friends and family, of course, and especially to Whitney, but also to just society in general. Beautiful girls. They just look so lovely, don't they? Anyway, there you go. So I just thought I'd update you on that. I'm going to play out just with a little we're going to look at the photo of them. I'll play some music just so that we can say some prayers for them when I can find it. Yeah. Let's see. I think that one. The next video, I'm just going to say a little prayer now for these 3 and for Whitney. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may you all good.